Welcome back to King's Corner. I'm your host, Christian King, and on today's episode, we're discussing why Shedeur Sanders needs to start for the Cleveland Browns. But before we get into today's topic, please please subscribe, and if you disagree with me, comment down below. But let's get into today's topic. So as we all know, Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson are battling it out right now to be quarterback one for the Cleveland Browns. And Todd Monken has said it's a close competition, and the best man will win. But I'm going to tell you guys why Shedeur Sanders needs to start no matter what. Deshaun Watson was drafted back in 2017. It is 2026. Deshaun Watson hasn't looked like a top 5 to 10 quarterback in the National Football League since 2020. Again, it is 2026. And since he's last been a good quarterback, let's not forget, he's sat out 3 of the last 6 seasons, either due to suspension, injuries, you name it, he's been out. And you cannot expect for him to come back and be the Deshaun Watson that was in 2020. And I know the Browns hope they can get their monies back on him, but it's not going to happen. He's never going to be that quarterback that they want him to be, even though I think he fits the Todd Monken offense a lot more than he ever did the Kevin Stefanski offense. I just don't think it's smart to go with Deshaun Watson. His last season as a starter, 2024, when he played, he had a QBR of a 21. Again, this is on a scale of 0 to 100. And you are going to say, well, didn't Shedeur last year have an 18.6 QBR? You'd be correct, but here's the difference. Shedeur Sanders was a year one starting quarterback in the National Football League, and he showed he has room to improve. Deshaun Watson is going into season 10 as an NFL quarterback. You cannot be having seasons where your QBR is anything below 50 if you want to continue playing at this level. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Deshaun Watson has another gear and he can get back to 2020. But here's my pushback on that. Where's the precedent? Where is the proof that this has ever happened before? Because it's never going to happen. It's impossible. You can't sit out a whole year and a half and have not had one, but 2 Achilles injuries since you've last played. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Deshaun Watson, if he does play, does well. But the other reason I'm saying Shedeur needs to start is, what is the point in starting a quarterback if your best possible situation is to win 8 or 9 games? That's not going to get you to the playoffs. What you need to do is start Shedeur no matter what. Let him develop, because what you are going for is, let's say, even though Shedeur Sanders' ceiling this year might be 5 or 6 wins, but if he can continuously progress, get better each week, by next year or the year following, you could really have potential of winning 10, 11, maybe even 12 games if you build the proper roster around him. His development makes much more sense for the Cleveland Browns' future than if Deshaun Watson's contract pays out. Because here's another thing that Shedeur has that Watson doesn't. If you name Deshaun Watson the starter right now, nobody's going to want to buy tickets to go see a Browns game. If you make Shedeur Sanders the starting quarterback, I don't care if he's good, I don't care if he sucks, everybody's going to want to watch Shedeur Sanders because of his last name, and it brings in market sales. And when you're not the best team, especially the Browns, who were a horrible team last year, you want to have sales and tickets. And the only person that can generate those sales is Shedeur Sanders. So if you want to look from a football prospect, Shedeur's the guy. Future prospect, Shedeur's the guy. Sales prospect, Shedeur's the guy. I don't see why Deshaun Watson would be your quarterback. But hey, I'm just some guy from Delaware. What do I know, you know? But anyway, thank you so much for watching this episode of King's Corner. Do you think Shedeur Sanders should be the starting quarterback of the Browns, or should Deshaun Watson be the starting quarterback? Let me know down below. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please please subscribe. And until next time, King's Corner.